Go, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Your bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, you so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
In the village of Konoha, there were two orphan brothers who were only a couple years apart. As they grew up into shinobi, the brothers gained popularity throughout the village due to their abilities and strength. The names of this pair were Minato and Sakamo Hatake. Each one had their own specialty that separated them from those around them. Sakamo was known for his skills with his short blade and was given the nickname of Konoha's White Fang. He was fierce in battle, and his strikes were deadly. Not to mention, his control of each basic chakra nature was phenomenal. He was held in such high regard by Hiruzen, the third Hokage, that he even believed Sakamo could go toe-to-toe with all three legendary Sannin, maybe even stronger than them. Minato was known for his speed and his enhancement of the second Hokage's flying Raijin Jutsu. This is what caused him to be known as Konoha's White Flash. Even though he was the younger brother of Sakamo, Minato was known for his skills alone. Within this story, Sakamo would have his son first, being Kakashi. His wife dies in childbirth, but that does not push Sakamo into a depression, as he always has his younger brother with him. Kakashi grows up in an even more loving environment, and his training here was incredible. Kakashi seemed to have even a higher potential. His father Sakamo also wouldn't kill himself. Even when the village turned against him, Minato clears his name and any allegations that he has. Kakashi is trained by not only the third Hokage, his own father, and his uncle on top of all of that. As Kakashi favored fighting with blades more than anything, and due to the three of them, well, being of the Hatake clan, they gained a name, and they were now feared throughout the 5 nations. When the Third Great War breaks out, the outcome is still the same as usual. However, once it's over, there are many candidates for the title of 4th Hokage. Minato, Sakamo, Fugaku, and a few others are the potential candidates, and the elders will be forced to have a meeting with Hiruzen to see who will be best suited for the job. It ends with Minato being chosen as the 4th Hokage, as once he's appointed as the Hokage, he has to choose a second in command. To everyone's shock, he made Fugaku Uchiha his second in command. After this is when he had a meeting with the Uchiha to try to figure out how to help their reputation within the village. This didn't work due to everything that they tried was being counteracted by Danzo from the shadows. When Danzo tries to frame the Uchiha by stealing files from the Hokage's office, he's then surrounded by the Uchiha and the Hatake clan. You fell right into my trap. This isn't the first time you tried to frame someone to improve your own rank, Danzo. Sakamo walks from the shadows holding out his short dagger-like blade. This is the end for you. Danzo then tries to summon his Anbu, but when they arrive, they reveal themselves to be spies from the Uchiha clan. It's over, Danzo. He's then killed by Sakamo, who looks back at Fugaku. From this day forward, the Uchiha clan will be known as heroes from within the village. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sakamo. We are forever in your debt. Years later, when Naruto is born, the attack on the Hidden Leaf still happens. However, the Uchiha are dispatched on the front lines to protect the village. When the masked man attacks Kushina and Naruto while Minato was busy with the Nine Tails, Sakamo, Kakashi, and Fugaku come to their aid. He attempts to strike the woman, but his attack is then blocked by Sakamo, who sends him flying backwards. Kakashi was about to go help his father, but Fugaku stopped him. Take your aunt away from this area, along with that newborn. Kakashi then nods, grabbing them and leaving. But another man in robes then stands in his way. Fugaku then intercepts this new opponent and tells Kakashi to get going. The younger shinobi then runs off with the newborn baby and his aunt. Fugaku then turns back to his opponent, activating his Sharingan. Tell me why you are here. That isn't a question I'd like to answer as of now. Is that so? A bunch of Anbu with glowing red eyes would then appear around this enemy, who's kind of shocked. Do you believe your Anbu will be enough to deal with me? This is when Fugaku gets a glance at the purple eyes of this strange man. What is that dojutsu? All of you, be on guard. We have no idea what he's capable of. We go back over to Sakamo and the masked man. Thank you, Fugaku. I wouldn't want my son to see me like this. Ah yes, the White Fang of Konoha. A fierce warrior indeed. But I'm not here to fight you, as I know how that'll end. Then what are you here to... The masked man then vanishes and appears right behind Sakamo, warping him away from the Leaf Village. Damn it! Where the hell am I? I need to get back to the Leaf before it's too late. By the end of the night, the Leaf was in shambles, and their Kage was now dead. When Sakamo makes it back, all he sees that's left is a sleeping baby Naruto, who has no seal. He begins to cry, blaming himself for being caught off guard so easily. But this is when someone touches his leg. It was Minato, who was just barely alive. Sakamo, please, raise Naruto for me. I hate to give you another burden, but please. No, Minato. It would be my honor. Now, get some rest. Minato then dies with a smile, and Sakamo stands up as he's found by Hiruzen and Fugaku. Fugaku then bows to him, offering him the title of 5th Hokage, but Sakamo tells him to stand, as he will be the 5th Hokage. Sakamo has his own job to raise this boy. Years go by as Sakamo and Kakashi raise Naruto. He's actually regarded as a prodigy due to his clan's relevance in the shinobi world and the Leaf Village. This would usually cause a child to become very arrogant, but Naruto was the exact opposite. Due to having Kakashi and Sakamo in his life as powerful figures, he was very humble. This Naruto is much more talented than the one we are used to, and he's much more talented than those his age, except for one person that continued to rival him time and time again, that being his best friend, Sasuke Uchiha. The two would do everything together, and Sasuke would be the one that gets them in trouble, because he has a more outgoing personality here. The boys' favorite activity to do together was to gather a group of kids and play tag on the rooftops of buildings in the Leaf Village. One day, while everyone was playing, Ino would begin to fall off of one of the buildings, but before she hit the ground, Naruto caught her. Are you okay, Ino? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, Naruto. But are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. A fall like that is nothing. Naruto stands back up and holds out his hand. As she takes it, she then falls because of her ankle. Oh, that's not good. Here. Naruto then rips off a piece of his long sleeve and wraps it around her ankle to apply pressure to it. Then he tells Ino to get on his back, as he'll carry her home. The rest of the group then finds them, and Naruto tells them that he'll see them tomorrow, but Sasuke walks over to him and whispers something in his ear. After Naruto takes Ino home, he returns to his own and goes to sleep. In the middle of the night, he gets up and meets with Sasuke, where they would go to the Hokage stone faces. The two then sit there and look at the stars in the sky, and this is when Sasuke decides to stand up. Let's make a promise, Naruto. A promise for what? Let me think. You're telling me you want to make a promise and you didn't even know what it was going to be about? Shut up, I'm thinking. How about this? I'll become the strongest Uchiha there ever was. Naruto begins laughing, but stands up himself. Well, considering we both have so much to live up to, that goal isn't too outlandish. But he'll have to become stronger than a lot of those from the Warring States period. Sasuke nods, knowing that was going to be the case anyway. Naruto then begins to think of a goal, and then a strong breeze then goes by. Alright then. I'll become feared throughout the 5 great nations as the strongest wind user in shinobi history. Sasuke holds up a kunai and then tries to strike his hand after Naruto says this, but he stops him. What the hell are you doing? Are you crazy? We're making a blood oath, Naruto. Has to be a blood promise so we remember it. Sasuke, we are not stabbing our hands and sharing blood. That's gross. How about we do this instead? Naruto takes Sasuke's kunai and stabs it into the stone head of Fugaku, and Naruto does the same with Minato. Once our goals are completed, we'll retrieve these kunai. Sasuke then nods, and the years begin to fly by faster than the two realize, as these two are constantly competing. Naruto trains hard with his cousin and his uncle, mastering many wind jutsu and as many as he can. He does have access to every chakra nature, but he chooses to focus more on lightning and wind, having a stronger suit for those as they come naturally to him. He's regarded as a genius for his creation of many jutsu and his skill with a blade. Sasuke here was also known as a prodigy among the Uchiha, as his Sharingan would already be at his 2 Tomoe state by the time that he was 12 years old. Since Fugaku is mainly at the Hokage's office, he would give his elder son Itachi the title of clan head once he believed that he was ready. Under his guidance, the Uchiha clan became more peaceful and powerful, truly the protectors of the leaf since the Senju were no longer around. No one in the village feared them, as they were often the ones who they would ask help from the most. The stone tablet was also discarded by Itachi due to its cruel advice for the clan and him not believing that it was a true path for them, as things must change as time goes on. Fugaku would also pass the title, the job of being the Anbu head to Shisui Uchiha. Naruto then returns home from the academy wearing a Genin headband, celebrating before even opening the door. As he does open the door and turn on the lights, he sees his family there holding a box for him. He hugs his uncle and cousin as they encourage him to open the box. This is when Naruto sees a short blade in its holster. He then turns back to his uncle and cousin to see their backs towards him, and their blades were on their backs. Sakamoto then looks at Naruto. I've decided that it'll be our family tradition for the shinobi of the Hatake clan to use these blades in combat. We are the fangs of our clan. Naruto then puts his own on his back and begins smiling, feeling accomplished. A couple more minutes go by until someone else jumps into their house from a window. The window was always open due to this person coming in a lot. It was no one other than Sasuke Uchiha, who now had a blade on his hip. He sees Naruto's small sword on his back and immediately asks to spar with him. They all then hear a knock on the door, as this is when the Hokage enters with his eldest son. Sorry, Sakamoto. We tried to make him wait until the next day, but he couldn't sit still knowing that Naruto would be given a blade as well. Naruto looks back at Sasuke with a smirk. Whoever wins our match will be declared the Rookie of the Year. Naruto sighs, wishing he could go to sleep, but he accepts the challenge nonetheless. They all go outside, and Naruto takes out the blade from his back and looks into it. The moonlight then reflects his eye off of the blade, and he goes into deep thought. I will become the strongest wind user, no matter what it takes. Naruto opens his eyes to see Sasuke stretching, and Fugaku stands on the outside and tells them to begin. Both stare before rushing in with great speeds. Their blades clash, causing sparks to fly as they go back and forth. Sasuke swings his blade and Naruto blocks, kicking him back. Sasuke then uses his blade to stop him from going any further, and he speeds back at Naruto. Itachi asks the others why neither of them have decided to use a jutsu yet, as both have many in their arsenal. Fugaku and Sakamo look at each other, as one of them decides to explain. Each of them wants to push this battle to its fullest, so if one decides to use jutsu early on, that means the other is stronger when it comes to kenjutsu. They all then look back to see Naruto gaining an advantage, dodging each of Sasuke's strikes with no difficulty at all, no matter how fast they were coming. Naruto lets go of his blade mid-swing and punches Sasuke in the face, sending him skidding across the ground, while grabbing his blade before it hits the ground. Naruto looks at Sasuke, who then disappears in smoke. Naruto's eyes would widen as he turns, his head to the night sky to see a giant fireball coming right at him. Naruto sheathes his blade and begins to do hand signs. Winsao, giant hurricane. Naruto inhales a lot of air, and when it's let out, a hurricane surrounds his body and blocks the fireball, as Naruto then turns back to see Sasuke standing there with his Sharingan now active. Flames then begin surrounding his blade as he points it at Naruto, as Naruto would tell him to bring it on. The young Uchiha swings his blade, having flames come off of it. Naruto dodges and looks to his side to see Sasuke right there somehow. The young Uchiha would keep flash stepping around Naruto using the body flicker technique, but to a higher level than most shinobi have it. Sakamo and Kakashi point out his speed, and Fugaku seems to be shocked as well. I had no idea he had begun to train so heavily with this technique. Did you know about this? Itachi shakes his head no, as this is when Shisui appears as well. Looks like my pupil is doing pretty good with the techniques that I've taught him. They look back to see Naruto being outpaced. As Sasuke gets closer, lightning then forms around Naruto's hand as he stabs the lightning blade into the ground, which causes the ground to then come up and separate the two of them for a moment. Naruto wipes the blood from his side where he was cut and begins to focus harder. I let the wind guide me. Sasuke then appears behind Naruto, who manages to block and kick him back. Naruto turns back and looks at his family, but they were no longer there. The ground below him then begins to consume his body and hold him in place. And from the outside, he was standing there, still, and sweating heavily. Kakashi was about to jump in, but Sakamo stopped him. Just wait a little longer, Kakashi. I have a feeling that this battle isn't over yet. Within the genjutsu, Naruto begins to try to break from it, but he isn't able to free his hands at all, as this is when someone appears to him. It's not even a person. It's a wolf. I've chosen you. What the hell? On the outside, the sky begins to darken, and the winds begin to shake the trees. Lightning begins to strike down on the Leaf Village. Sasuke goes in for the final blow, but in this moment, time begins to slow down. Lightning strikes right where Naruto was standing, and this sent Sasuke back. The light dies down and we see Naruto standing there, with his hair beginning to spike up and lightning floating around his body. Naruto's eyes also had a new pattern. He doesn't speak. He begins to harness the winds and lightning around the area. He extends his arm out towards Sasuke, as this is when a large arrow of lightning appears and wind surrounds it, enhancing it. Naruto launches it towards Sasuke, who's then saved by Shisui, who gets him out just in time. The arrow rips through the ground and destroys the trees, leaving devastating damage in this area. It continues to go further within the Leaf Village, but before it could get any closer, Fugaku then gets in its path, summoning his Susanoo and using its blades to then send the arrow into the sky. As the arrow gets out of sight, a huge explosion happens, and the winds from this explosion cause even more damage to the village, but nothing too crazy that couldn't be repaired. We then go back to Naruto, who we see on the ground unconscious as he was having a nightmare. In this horrible reality, Naruto was running away from a storm, watching his friends and family be consumed by it before he fell under the same fate. Naruto wakes up in a cold sweat, sitting up fast while looking at his surroundings. He was home. But what about the fight? He tries to remember and then it slowly clicks. That wolf that he spoke to. What the hell could that mean? He's chosen me. Wait, I know just who to ask. Naruto gets ready for school and then heads off. As no one was home, but this was regular in the morning. When he makes it to the academy, he walks up to Kiba first. Hey Kiba, can I ask you something about your clan? Yeah, Naruto, what is it? Have you ever heard of a talking white wolf? Kiba then gives him the most confused look. Well, have you? No, but I can ask my mom if you want. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Bring back whatever you find. Before Kiba could speak again and question why Naruto wanted to know this, someone then covered his eyes. Guess who? I already know it's you, Ino. You're no fun, Naruto. Anyway, I hope you're on my squad. Shikamaru then speaks. Since you already know what squad you'll be on, there's no point of even hoping your boyfriend's gonna be on the same team. He's not my boyfriend, Shikamaru. Anyway, Naruto, did you feel that storm hit last night? It came out of nowhere. As she says this, Naruto's eyes widen, remembering everything in this moment as he gets flashes of him using that strange power. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Naruto's expression would change as he began to walk past Shikamaru to his seat. He was stopped. It was caused by you, Naruto. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. But at the same time, I wasn't in control. You're pretty scary, you know that? But I'm not afraid of you. If you need any help, just stop by my house. Yeah, I will. Thanks, Shikamaru. The students begin to take their seats as Naruto walks into the room. He begins to read off who's on each team, and beginning with Team 7, as it will be Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Uchiha, and Neji Hyuga. Team 8 is the same, and then we get to Team 9. Their sensei was Might Guy, and the members were Naruto Hatake, Rock Lee, and Tenten. Their sensei comes to get them, and he takes them to a forest. Well then, it seems I have a bunch of young prodigies in the making. I'll need all of you to show me just how strong you are as of now, so come at me with all the power you have.